Whereas now I'm learning that there are so many other ways and so many other things that I can do with bringing in that income, and not just the idea of money hitting my bank account. It's also like having the support from the community and being surrounded by this group of women that I've been like begging for and praying for so long. And now I'm in it and now I have it. And that just makes me feel like, okay, we're all doing the same thing. Now we're all working towards things. We all have different gifts that we can implement. And it's not just money driven, it's also community. And it's just that sense of belonging. And that gives me more confidence to progress and feel like, okay, it's okay for me to progress. It's okay for me to take that up because you ladies are with me.
Yes.
Yeah. So not doing it alone is a huge thing.
Reclamation Era, the podcast where everything changes. It's time to own your voice, your wealth, and own your worth. Your story was never meant to stay quiet. Your voice was meant to rise. Your wealth was meant to expand. You were meant to influence. Welcome to The Threshold.
My name is Saber, tuning into you from the beautiful Bay Area in California, actually, which is kind of where I'm from. And I am a full-time expat that lives in Paris, and I help women get paid to be their fully expressed self and really create their exit plan, especially for people who are alternative, witchy type of women who are really tired of the linear form of income. Not even just in like the job, trade your time for money piece, but also if you are a solo entrepreneur and you are just tired of trading your time for money just in general. That's what I do, and that's what I help women get out of and transition. So today I'm actually bringing on a lovely woman, and her name is Kelsey. She lives in Washington, and she's actually a super alternative, fabulous, witchy, spooky goth mom. And she's also really coming here to build her exit plan. She's a stay-at-home mama of 2 little ones. And her vision is to ultimately be able to have time more for her babies and also be able to have her partner not have to work so much, which I know a lot of women can really resonate with this. It's crazy how it's so normalized to have the parents be away from their kids so much. So this is a way that women are really building themselves out of that. And I really love that I'm bringing her on today because she originally connected with me back in 2023. I've been doing this business for 6.5 years, and I've connected with a lot of different people, and one of the biggest things that come up is a lot of self-doubt and just own self-criticism and limiting beliefs of like, can I really actually do this? And I've gone through it. We've all gone through it. But today I'm really excited for you to hear her story because she started this journey in 2023, and then she had all of the old... It was really self-sabotage is what it is. It's like all of the old stories and the narratives that told her that she couldn't. And she disappeared. She blocked me. She ghosted me. And I love her dearly. And we randomly reconnected this year, a couple weeks ago, actually. And she's ready to come back in. And what I really love about this space and this business is she literally invested one time in 2023. And now she has this opportunity for life that she could build however fast or however slow as she desires. So she's here now, and we're building together, and she's just having a lot of breakthroughs, even just coming in with the realization of what she's really worthy of creating moving forward. So I'm going to bring her on. I may or may not keep this on. I thought I was going to put this on because it was a bit airy, but now I'm hot. Oh. Hello, dearest. How are you? Yay! You look so fabulous today.
So do you. I love your jacket. Every time I see it, it's just like, oh, so good.
I saw it on Haight and Ashbury, and I was like, I have to get it. I have to get this is my one souvenir coming back to Paris. It's like the San Francisco vibe. It's so fun.
Yes.
So good to have you on here today, love. I feel like this is going to be a really powerful story and share for women who have been curious about the online space and really about creating a different path, because everything that we talk about and that we've talked about of what had you pull away and retreat and what had you come back, I think is just going to be really powerful, especially for women who are mamas. And I also feel that people like us who are very committed to self-expression, there's a reason for that, because there was areas in our life where we couldn't feel self-expressed, and then we feel super committed to just really learning how to take up space in our too muchness. So I love that too about you, and I feel that that might come through in this as well. So just to start off, would you just share with our audience, like, where were you when you initially came into this space, and what came up for you that had you draw out, and then where are you now with coming back in and relaunching?
Yeah, so back in 2023, which feels like so long ago, but also it feels like it was just last year. It's been a really weird, like, it's been weird. But back in 2023, when I first came across this opportunity, I think I had really unrealistic expectations for myself and for the industry in general. I didn't know anything about it. And I remember it's kind of hard to remember exactly where I was during that time because I was in such a weird spot with myself. And I think I was only in for what, like 3 months or something like that, which I feel like that's a pretty typical timeline for when people start to go, okay, maybe not around that 3 month mark. And that was what I did. And I started thinking, like, this isn't working. Mind you, I really don't think I was doing the work. So I wasn't really giving myself a chance. Like, I was showing up and not in the right way. And I wasn't going beyond that with it. So I kind of just didn't allow myself to fully step into this role. And with that, I was thinking, this isn't going to work for me. I don't think I can do this. I felt really uncomfortable just putting myself out there. I wasn't in the right mental state yet to really start doing that, and being present online versus just posting on social media is one thing, but like being present and being seen and being witnessed on social media is totally different. And I was not in a space to do that. And I had quit. And because I had quit, with that came a bunch of guilt, that feeling of like, this is just another thing that I started and gave up on. And I have this list of things that I've started that I was like excited about, but then I never gave it a chance to grow, and then I quit, and then I don't feel worthy, and then I feel guilty, and it was just like all of these horrible things going on in my head. And that did lead me to blocking. I blocked you. I blocked basically anyone. It basically ended up being everyone, because I got off of social media for a long time, where I was like barely on it. I was like not checking on anybody. I was very just in my own head about it. And I had blocked everybody because I genuinely felt like I wasn't worthy of being involved in such an incredible community. Yeah, and so I felt embarrassed, and just it was just all bad, horrible things. And over the last few years, it really started to shift for me. I would say it's been slowly over the last few years, but over the last 6 months or so, specifically, yeah, about 6 months or so, when my health started taking a turn, and I was, struggling with my salon job and being on my feet, and just all these different other challenges were coming up for me. And then I was starting to look inward and be like, okay, I started really looking into, I have a lot of internal healing that needs to happen. And I have a lot of internal work that I need to go through in order to physically heal and get out of this, because I felt it was just wearing my whole body down. I felt like, and so that was when I really started, asking my guides, calling my cards every day, being like, I need a sign, just give me something. I feel so out of place. Where do I need to go? What do I need to do? And then we reconnected, and it was like, I felt like that other slate had been wiped completely clean. and it was no longer a burden. It was no longer something that I felt guilty for. It was just like, okay, that's a thing that happened, and that was a huge lesson for me. And thinking about how I felt back then versus now, I don't feel that anymore. It feels like I'm thinking of somebody else. So that was when I was like, okay, I feel like I'm a completely different person, and now I think I'm ready to actually fully step in.
Wow, that's so powerful. And I think it's really important to note what you said around like this 3 month mark, because this is so true. One of the questions I ask people now before they actually partner and start this business is, how long would you be willing to do whatever it takes until it takes, even if you didn't have any results, right? Because a lot of people put
Mm-hmm.
results based on just sales, but this is a business where you put in more effort with less return in the beginning. Because it's not a job, right? It's something that builds you long term financial freedom. You put in more work for less money in the beginning to put in less work for more money later, right?
Right.
And ask that to people, and every time people say 3 to 6 months,
Mm-hmm.
often. And this is a big thing because, it is uncomfortable putting yourself out there. And when you actually, this is why I love really working through visibility wounds too now, like within our community of just really working through that together and doing things like live videos and challenges, like the reel that we did the other day and things like this, because all of your stuff gets brought up in this space, like,
Mm-hmm.
especially in high ticket sales. It's like, you suddenly come into a business where you have the opportunity to make high ticket commissions, where it gets to a point pretty quickly where one sale is like as much as people's mortgage, right? It's like as much
Right.
as a corporate salary would make. Just one sale a month could be like a corporate salary throughout the year. And for a lot of people, that is, yes, it's on the surface, it can look too good to be true, but that is like a story that we project based on how we feel about our worthiness and what we really believe to be what we're capable of. And it can bring up a lot of comparison, it can bring up a lot of fear. And one of the powerful reframes around fear that I've recently learned is fear is just energy. You can't get rid of fear. Do you know what I mean? Like, even before this live, I always still get a little, like, that tightness in my stomach, or just like a little bit, like my blood flow circulates. It's energy. It
Mm-hmm.
is just energy that's moving, but we project it as fear or opportunity based on where our state is around what we really believe to be true about us. And that just brings up so many things. But I think that that's really the beautiful thing, because now that you're here, you mentioned your piece around visibility and really feeling comfortable in that. And I'm curious to hear from you, where do you feel at now with, like, because we had talked about, right, one of your goals is to retire your partner so he doesn't have to work so much and be available for the kids and for you. But where do you see yourself, like your self concept now, that's different than where you were before, that allows you to really feel that what you want to create is possible? And now I'm hot. I'm going to take this off.
I know it is warm. My house gets like it's either really hot or really cold right now because the season is like weird.
Yeah, it's in between.
Yeah, so now with myself, because before I was in the mindset of, oh, I just want to make a lot of money doing this. And the idea of retiring my husband has always been in my brain because I would love to be able to do that for him in general. But there was not much else beyond that with where I was at the time. It was just very money driven. Money's just going to come in. The money's just going to come in. And there was nothing else beyond that. Whereas now I'm learning that there are so many other ways and so many other things that I can do with bringing in that income, and not just the idea of money hitting my bank account. It's also like having the support from the community and being surrounded by this group of women that I've been like begging for and praying for so long. And now I'm in it and now I have it. And that just makes me feel like, okay, they're also, we're all doing the same thing. Now we're all working towards things. We all have different gifts that we can implement. And it's not just money driven. It's also community And it's just that sense of belonging. And that gives me more confidence
Mm.
to to progress and feel like, okay, it's okay for me to progress. It's okay for me to take that because you ladies are with me.
Yes, I
Yeah.
love
So not
that.
doing it alone is a huge thing.
Yeah, not doing it alone. And also what I'm hearing too around the piece about being money driven, because you had mentioned this too before that as a mom, you give so much of yourself, you start to really forget about like, well, what about your your livelihood and like what you really want to create. And it doesn't mean that it's separate from your kids. I think that's the biggest reframe that I see a lot of moms who come into this space. They're like, yes, I want to retire my husband and I want these different aspects for my kids. But the biggest common denominator of this, Kelsey, is you, right? You've created this beautiful experience and having this beautiful family, and you get to actually be fulfilled as well. So now it's kind of like creating this, realizing you have a blank canvas of everything that you can create. There's so many different places you can live. There's so many different things you can do. There's so many different experiences you can have and invest in, people you can work with, doodads that you can have in your home,
Right.
like interior design, like castles, whatever it is for you. And so I'm really curious for you now that you're in this space where you're like, okay, it's not just money driven. Yes, I want to retire my husband. Yes, I want to do these things. What do you feel is alive for you of what does Kelsey really want to create? Let's say in the next 3 to 5 years. What does that look like for you? Because I'll pre-frame this first of all, um, before you go into that, because I think a lot of people overestimate what they can do in 3 months of a digital marketing business, right? Like you had mentioned, but they underestimate what they can do in 3 to 5 years. So if you were overestimating what you can do in 3 to 5 years, or at least raising the bar a bit, right? Not underestimating what you can do in 3 to 5 years. What do you want to create in the space now that you actually see this and you're here?
One of the biggest things for me is a new environment for myself and my family. That's a huge thing for me. Being more present online has made me kind of look at my environment a little bit more and like where I'm at. And I'm realizing like we don't have a lot of room, just in general. And so definitely a new environment, a new, bigger environment for my kids and for my husband and I. We have our space, which would
Mm.
be incredible. And I think I forgot along the line that we can do those things. We just got stuck and we just got like comfortable. And
Mm-hmm.
now I'm relearning like, okay, we don't have to stay here forever. We can take the steps and do the things to create a better life or a better environment, but improve it. We need a new environment is a
Yeah.
huge thing. And for myself, personally, for myself, is more self investment 100%. Being able to take the classes that I want to take, being able to, go get services done on myself, go get my hair done besides doing it on myself and, go get massages and facials and take the dance classes that I wanted to take and the art classes and just all the things that would help me even more so step into who I am. Not being able to do those things is kind of over that. So I want to do that. And same for my kids, whatever classes they want to do, sports, if they want to take lessons on anything, if they want to go somewhere and witness something, being able to provide that for them.
Hmm. This is so big because for a lot of people, this is real big. Like you need a massage and you can't even afford a massage. I'm in the Bay Area right now, and I can't even tell you how many times. Okay, I hear it in Paris sometimes too, but um, I don't know. I feel like people who are expats in Paris, they figured it out. Do you know what I mean? Where they got out of their comfort zone to move. I speak with a lot of expats primarily in Paris because I don't speak French very well yet. But, a lot of those people, they have figured it out to move to a foreign country, find a way to make income where they can do some of these different things. But it's very interesting that the people that are from Paris that live in Paris, or even like the Bay Area who grew up here and they stayed there, I always say now, I'm like, yo, you gotta change your environment. You have to get into bigger rooms, into bigger spaces. Like, even if you love what you've built, there is actually such a huge, you feel it, right? When you get your hair done. When you just get your hair done, you're like, I'm a new person. Imagine if that's like your home and your environment and the people that you surround yourself with, the grocery stores you go to, you know, the cafes you go to, the neighborhood you walk in. It completely shifts your identity versus when I see people who have grown up where they've come from. I'm especially seeing this in the Bay Area right now, is a lot of people are saying that it's expensive and that's just kind of the way that it is. And, you know, I asked somebody if they wanted to go to the Queen Herbie concert with me because I'm trying to find someone to go with me.
Yeah,
I'm still considering it.
you
And
have to go.
I know. I might have someone, but I can't even tell you how many people said I don't have the money. Even to go get a kava at the kava bar. And like that, it's like, honestly, one of these people is even online talking about how to make money online as well. And it blew me away because I was like, wait, hold on. It's like, but it's so normalized. It's not to shame that person, but it's like it's to show that this has been so normalized and people kind of sweep it under the rug like, oh, that's okay. I'm like, no, that's not okay. Do you know what? Even when I have had times where I have felt really strapped at the beginning of my journey, one of my biggest breakthroughs was to do things before I was ready. You know, I would get the $7 freaking latte or whatever if I knew, even though if I felt broke or whatever at the time, if I knew I was going to like take my laptop there, I was going to get extra focus and put myself in a different environment than where I was at. Because I started this living in a bus. It was not a great environment to work in my bus, you know? So I started realizing the shift in the energy that happened. Even though when I put the card through the $7, I shifted it to gratitude because I got to stay in this beautiful cafe where I had such a different state and I got to like lock in. And that started shifting my reality in that way. So I love that you're bringing these pieces up around just being able to go to like dance classes and take care of yourself with self-care in the salon and taking your kids to classes and things of this nature. Because even I grew up, I remember my mom put me in karate. That was like the one thing. She was like, okay, we're really broken on welfare, but we're going to do this karate thing. And I was super grateful for that. But there was a point where she couldn't afford it anymore. And so then I didn't even do that. And even the school's funding in my high school, they cut art classes. Like they didn't even have money for electives for art. I know. And where I grew up it's very poor and very in poverty like this. And you know, people feel that they're at the mercy of their environment, which is where I came from, where it's like nobody got out unless you left, and because everyone felt like they were at the mercy of their environment. And even though they don't feel like they're at the mercy, they just are comfortable. But they don't realize that comfort is actually a big trap. And I'm curious for you, what do you realize that this is a big question. What do you realize that it actually is costing you to actually stay in that comfort zone? Because I know you're in this space where you're like, dude, I was stagnant. I'm ready for that expansion. What do you feel like you're really recognizing? Because this is the big piece, right? When we like really notice what it's costing us, I feel like a lot of people, they don't start to even see that as an issue until someone starts to actually name it.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? Like costing you, like it's
Right.
like it's costing you being in your fullest vibration or being in your fullest expression. So I'm curious what that is for you. Like, what is the biggest thing for you?
Definitely being in my fullest expression, but also just experience in general, experiencing anything, going to events, dinners, lunches with friends, group
Wow.
gatherings at my place, like bringing everyone in and just living, experiencing life. Because a lot of my time, well, all of my time is being a mom, but I would say like 90% of my day-to-day life is in my home.
Mm.
and I go to my kids' school, to the grocery store, and then home. And there's no fun. There's no, oh, I'm going to go to lunch with so and so today. Oh, we're planning this party for, so and so's birthday, or we're going to do a gathering, or there's a show that I'm going to go to. There's none of that. And I feel like it is really costing me just living my life and not just being alive, just
Wow.
existing. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. And also, what's really powerful, Kelsey, is like like I was talking about the $7 coffee, that I was like, I don't know, but I knew it was a little shift. It was a little shift, felt big at the time. This coffee was $7, and I was like, it was a lot at the time. But there still is like these little things that we can do to start recognizing that we can actually have fun now, right? Like little things. Because the paradox that I see a lot of people when they come into this space, because we have the conditioning that in order to make money we have to work harder, so then people feel like they can't do XYZ, and then they just say we can't afford it, and then they like cut the life force energy. And what you're saying is living is the cost. But living, there's a lot of things in living that actually don't even cost physical money, right? You can still do little things that change your environment. There's something that I learned a few years ago around like touching your dreams every day. Sometimes that can be as simple as visualization. It's like, I'm going to spend 10 minutes a day visualizing being in the new home with my partner here, with my babies happy, with them going to dance classes, playing music, whatever it is. And you just spend some time in that. That's free, right? And that's like a little tiny piece of that. Um, and I started going into the cafes a lot, especially once I went into Europe, because I mean, there's some cafes that they got chandeliers and velvet seats and all these things. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't have a castle right now. Okay. I'm not going to put in the narrative that I can't afford a castle right now, but I'm going to spend some time in my dream of what it feels like. So every time I see a chandelier, I'm like, that's my chandelier. you know?
Yeah.
It's real. Like it really does code you in these ways. And yeah, I just wanted to share that piece because I think that even women watching this, I think this is a big thing that comes up for a lot of people even coming in and making the investment to start their journey, right? A big thing that comes up is I can't afford that. Versus like being in this space of what is like one thing I can do right now to get closer to that vision, to get closer to that dream. And visualization is no joke. It's literally called mental rehearsal, where if you do that enough, things will actually start appearing. But if we like write it off, right, that's where we cut the life force energy, and that's where we cut off that ability for us to really be in our divine creative nature. So anyway, that was my spiel. I just felt called to share that. This is a really big thing when you speak about environment. Um, so now that hold on, I have one more question. Now that you are here, I heard that you've been praying for a community like this and a sisterhood and that kind of support network, which is really beautiful. Where do you feel that you're starting to have these parts of you awaken? Because I know you had mentioned that you're still exploring like what are your gifts. Have you had any like sparks or nudges or intuitions that came up when you have been in these spaces so far of what you desire to do?
A little bit. A little bit. I've have a lot of interests in a lot of things that I am into. I'm learning that I haven't really been in touch with like my spiritual gifts in a very, very, very long time. I have a tarot deck that I read for myself, and I've always wanted to be able to provide that for other people, and that's just something that I've never pursued, and I've just kept it to me. And same with like, the manifesting and the visualization and really just calling in my power. I always call myself a chaos witch, and I just work with what I have when I have it. Yeah. I love being a chaos witch because I have never been able to kind of pinpoint the type of craft that I do. But being able to actually step back and be like, I'm not fully in it when I need to explore it deeper and figure out what my actual gifts are versus just, I just read my cards every morning to myself.
Mm.
But I see it a lot in our team calls. That is when it really gets me like pumped because I see all of you and I see Kelsey Red, Kelsey Isis, and her with being a priestess and hosting these events that she hosts and just her entire aura. She's just like very, I don't know how to explain it, but she's very magnetic to me and I just love her. And even Shalon too, like with her readings. And I was looking on her Instagram the other day and I was just like, oh my gosh, like it's just amazing to seeing them putting it out there and actually just doing it. And I really want to find my niche of what I can grow and expand and share with other people as well. Because I think that's beautiful to be able to do that.
I love that. And this just reminded me, actually, we were going to talk about weird girl money. What does that mean to you? Weird girl money, dear.
It means all sorts of things to me because I've always been a weird girl. And it means, for me, it means being able to call in and bring in financial abundance without having to change who you are at all, without having to dull yourself out, being authentically yourself. Because I've had so many jobs where I've had to wear a uniform, can't do your hair this color, can't cut your hair this style, you got to take out your jewelry, cover your piercings. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I won't say that I'll never wear a uniform again because there might be an event or something that happens where a uniform is required. Having to do it, being forced to do it is,
Yeah.
and I feel like in this day and age too, we have a huge advantage because it is a lot more accessible. There's a lot more accessibility to money without having to dull yourself out. Whereas like I remember being 15, 16 and getting my first job and there wasn't any options for dressing how you wanted. I remember going to the mall. I had dreadlocks down to my waist, and I remember going to the mall. I was 16, trying to find a job at the mall because I thought it'd be cool. And like 4 out of the 5 people that I applied with or that I talked to, they were like, "You can't work here looking like that." And
Yeah.
even the other jobs that I had, where it was like, "Oh, hey, next time you come in, your hair has to be a different color," or "Hey, your makeup, you gotta go wash your face in the bathroom. Like you can't be doing that." Just all these crazy things, and it sucked because when I was 16, really starting to, 15, 16, really exploring that identity and getting into the weird, really weird stuff, the weird alternative style and expressing myself. It was really frustrating having that outer voice telling you, no, if you want to work here, you want to make money, you gotta not be doing that.
Yeah. And I feel like we have such an advantage, right? Because you have such a vibe. Like, seriously, I'm like obsessed with your style.
Thank
And
you.
you really step into your personal brand and just being fully unhinged and unapologetic in your own way. You're going to magnetize so many fucking awesome people. And that is the beauty of what we have in this. I'm calling it a digital gold rush because, we had the gold rush, right? Where people realized there was a bunch of actual gold like long time ago and everyone got all their things and did all the work to get them. And some of them got them. And some people that were like, whatever, they didn't get the gold. You know what? It's the same thing in the digital era right now. Some people are just like, oh, whatever. But some people are like, no, I'm going to go in and really commit to building a brand around this. Obviously, you got to have the vehicle for it. So we do have a weird girl masterclass, although it's not called that. But anyway, all of us are weird girls. Like we all have tattoos and piercings and have the alternative style. And we do teach people how to do this. So anyone who's watching this, especially on the replay is too, just feel free to reach out to whoever's page you're watching this on. Drop Freedom in our DMs. You'll be able to watch it. But when you have the right vehicle that monetizes on the back end, your brand doesn't have to be about products. Your brand can actually be around you. Your brand doesn't have to be about this program that you created and curated. Like, you get to like leave all of that back end admin creation stuff to the side when you do high ticket affiliate marketing and you partner with offers that are already created, and you have something that's working on the back end that can pay you fucking huge bank. Exactly. Baddie Club. Kelsey Red is on the live right now. And what I love about that is like I really see that that's why I've had a huge advantage, even coming from the space that I had. I didn't have great sales experience, but I came from being a performing artist, so I knew how to express. And like naturally, when you have the balls to like have dreadlocks to, or the ovaries to have dreadlocks to your waist, right? Or like have tattoos on your chest and your neck and things like this. It's like you have a level of charisma and no fuckeries, no fucks given aries. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. That most people don't actually have. That when you really come into the online space, oh my goodness. And that's like the visibility blocks, all of that stuff that tells you that you can't do it. This is all stuff that like, yes, a lot of it comes from childhood, some of it may be generational, but there's only so much focus on that and the healing that we can do. At some point, we just got to be like, you know what, that's in the past. I got my whole life ahead of me and my future timelines. Like, that's already done. Okay? What we can create is a whole new world. We're in a world where people can create things that have never been created before. So the digital gold rush. I'm just so happy that you're here and you're choosing this space, because I'm just excited to see you start whipping out your tarot and start doing whatever happens out of this beautiful channel of yours, and start really bringing that forth. And being a permission slip, I think, too, for women who have that expression in themselves, who are moms as well, and being in that space of knowing that you don't actually have to give from an empty cup, from what society is breadcrumbing you for how much money you can make and how much you can provide for your family. So I'm just really fucking excited for you, love. This is going to be so good.
I'm so pumped.
Yes.
I'm so excited.
Is there anything else you would like to share around your journey? Anything that you, even to the woman watching this, right? Because like, I know there's going to be a woman that's watching this, especially on the replay, who's like, wow, I've never seen women that look like that talking about making money online on the internet. What would you have to say to that queen that's sitting here a little bit on the fence?
That's one major thing that I want to help with, is helping other women like us see that there is an opportunity to not have to conform and still be successful. And kind of, I like that we're kind of breaking down the stigma of you have to look a certain way, you have to act a certain way in order to progress in life and to be successful and to do all of these things. No, you don't. But you need to find the right community. And I love the community that we're building, because I feel like other women are going to see that, and other women that were like me, where they were calling for it and praying for it and asking for it. Like, I want this sisterhood. I want this, this love, and to be surrounded by other weird girls who all have like a similar vision and are going for the damn thing. Like, I want them to see this and be like, okay, like I can do this. There's a way for me to do it. There's a spot for me at the table.
Yes.
Always.
Yes. Well, girl, cheers to June being a really incredible month and a beautiful opening of the floodgates for this, because I think one of the biggest ways for us to really share with women that this is possible is to be it. Be it, become it, do it, lead it, go first. And yeah, you're doing it. So I'm just so grateful for you, and giving you so much love for being in this space and having this conversation with me today. It's really powerful, and I'm just so grateful that you're back. I'm so happy to work with you again.
I'm so happy to work with you again too. I wish you could have witnessed when I saw your message come through on my phone. I was like, everything paused. I like put all my stuff down. I was like, oh my God. Like, it was literally, that was the biggest like universe being like, that I've ever had in my life, like in the best possible way. In the best way. But I was like, whoa. That is wow. I'm still every time I think about it, I get like goosebumps because I was just like, oh.
That's so powerful. You know what's funny is like I was just doing the thing that I do every day. And that's the thing, we don't really see the impact. People don't really understand the impact that you really have in a business model like this. Like you can connect with one person and completely open the door to so much beautiful transformation. And even if they disappear, like they have the magic of a magic for the rest of their fucking life.
Yeah.
And it will be like it was talking to you throughout the whole 3 years. It's like, man, I could come back to that Enagic thing. And we have this saying actually in the community that's called all roads lead back to Enagic. And I've seen it many times. People will get it's called shiny object syndrome. People are like, oh, I'm going to do this new crypto thing, or I'm going to do this, I don't know, this new MLM thing, or this, I'm going to go create my own offers right now. I just need to like focus on my purpose. And then they're like, wait a second. All of that can be done here and so much more and exponentially. And I've seen it happen so many times. And so I'm just sitting here, I'm like, you know what? I just trust every single day that every single tiny action that I take has a beautiful ripple effect, even if like on a day-to-day basis, you may not know, but it's like, that is so beautiful that had happened in that moment. And I'm just excited to see more of that happen as a synchronicity, is because that just means that you're in the flow.
Definitely. I agree. I'm so stoked to be back. It kept popping into my head and I kept telling myself, where would I be now if I had just given myself permission to just continue?
Yeah.
And I really started thinking about it could take time. It could take however long, but that time is going to pass. So would you rather just go through it and take the time to build it, or step away? That time's still going to pass, and then you're not going any further with it when you could be. And that was one thing that really clicked for me, is I was like, I could be 3 years in right now. I could have it like down. You know what I mean? And like I didn't give myself that opportunity, so now I'm giving myself that grace of like, okay, well now this is my opportunity to take that time, because yeah, this time next year I'm not going to be feeling the same way.
No, absolutely.
That I put myself through.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. And that's very inspiring even for me too, because even 6.5 years later, I'm like, wait a second, I thought I was going to be at this point. I'm like, yeah, but there's no, it's like literally I'm only 31, Saber. Like there's so much life ahead and there's so much more that can happen. And yeah, with a business model like this, it can explode in ways that you had never imagined possible before. And I just love that about this industry. Like you just don't get that creating your own offers in that way. Like the exponential growth of building a team and like the networking type of model. I don't know. I always say that it grows, you know how mycelium grows underneath from mushrooms, mycelium grows underneath the earth and like connects all living beings. And even when you don't, it's literally creating the whole infrastructure of everything. That's literally how I see this business model and the ripple effect. Like
Mycelium.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I've heard of it, but I didn't know that that's what it was called. I was like, a what now?
Yeah. Look it up. Look up mycelium and how it actually connects and intertwines, because that's literally like how this kind of business model works. And I love that we're even partnered with water, because it's like we're literally communicating through the conductivity of flow and electricity. And there's all these connections with money and water and making it rain and financial flow and extra streams of income and all these things, right? So it's just, anyway, it's very mythic and esoteric on that. Don't even get me started. That's a whole nother live. But all that being said, I really appreciate you being here, love. This has been a really epic conversation and a powerful first live for you to relaunch. I'm excited for you to even look back at this, a year from now and be like, holy heavens, so many things changed.
I'm awesome. Looking forward to all the future lives as well.
Yes,
it's going to keep getting better every time.
Yes. So for anyone watching this, my dears, if you've gotten here all the way to the end, wherever you're watching this, and honestly it might be a Facebook group, a podcast, somebody's page, just reach out to whoever's space that you're actually receiving this live from and just ask. We have a free training that happens. Maybe there's a replay available. Maybe there's a live coming up. Technically, at the time of this recording, we do have one that's happening tomorrow at 1 p.m. PST, actually with Kelsey Red, who is a priestess as well. And this one's called In Transit, which I feel like is really powerful because it's really speaking to women who, just like Kelsey here, is in transit to that next level version of herself and knows that she's ready to choose something. She just needs a business model that actually holds her potential and what she's actually capable of. So that's what we break down literally for free in masterclasses. So just reach out to whoever's page you're watching this on. And thank you, my dear, for being here today. Have a beautiful rest of your day.
You too. Thank you for being here and having me on.
Yes. Bye, love.
Bye.
Thank you for your continued presence within the Reclamation Era podcast. If you loved this episode, subscribe and leave a review, because at the end of the day, the more people we can empower in this world to empower themselves, the better. And if at any point you feel called to explore the global legacy pathway I've chosen to own my voice, wealth, and worth, my signature masterclass is in the show notes. As above, so below. See you next time.